Yeah, so we've got our two owl bears here. We've got a pretty decent coat of black. I'm just looking, trying to see if there's many white spots. It doesn't look like there's that many. A couple of spots where it didn't quite get underneath the feathers, but not too bad. Alright, now we've got some base coat down. I think next I'm going to mix up a little bit of brown. And I think what I'm going to do, and like these longer feathers, I'm going to do in a brown because I want them to be a bit lighter than the body feathers. And I think I'm also going to go through and add a few feathers throughout their body, like kind of speckled feathers in brown. just gonna start the bigger brush. I'm gonna do a little bit of maybe stippling and dry brushing and onto the fur with the same color brown, but with less paint on the brush, so that hopefully doesn't go like opaque brown like that, but it'll just kind of gently cover. So I'm just trying to start off with, I was just laying down like the base of the paper mache, just kind of getting a flat layer over everything, just so that everything kind of has something that it can stick to now. Lay over the top if we need to, just to kind of give it a better, smoother base. Hopefully this will work. Hopefully with this and some basing materials, this will kind of start to come together. And we'll have a nice little scene. I think that I'm going to have to try and come up with a name for my traveling caravan. You know, in my mind, these are quite well-known caravans that kind of come out every season, anytime there's big events, to offer people rides all over. And we are just warming up. We're starting building characters for a new campaign. We're going to be playing the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, which is going to start in my world, or is based in my world, but the whole idea of that is that a carnival comes to visit. And so I think what we're going to kind of transport the characters to the carnival in this little caravan, you know, because like that is exactly the type of event that I was thinking that these people would come out for, you know, to offer people from small villages and things a ride to big events that are going on around the world. I think that's what this will be for, and so hopefully we're going to be playing maybe once or twice a month, so I'm hoping that I can get this finished in time for our starting campaign, because really for the remainder of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, it probably won't make another appearance after that, and then I would have to wait until after we wrap up that adventure and then carry on back in the world that we're playing in. And that could be quite a few months actually, if we're only going to be playing a couple of times a month tops. You know, we might be there for a while. So I would love to get this ready before we start that campaign. It's definitely like my first kind of landscape base model that I've ever made. I didn't really play, like when I was younger, I didn't really do a lot of like Warhammer or anything. My partner really enjoyed painting Warhammer, and I have painted a few of those little models, but I've never really gone as far as to like actually make basing and stuff. I just wasn't as interested in Warhammer myself personally. I feel like it was too many, honestly, it's just too much work building enough of an army to actually play the game. Whereas D&D, you don't necessarily need any of these sets. to actually be able to play. Like, it's just kind of a little bit of added fun, a little bit of visual interest while you're playing the game, and I do enjoy that. I think that's quite a lot of fun. Plus, then it means that, you know, I don't have to, like, make a certain amount of models. I mean, I could be totally wrong about that. I don't really even fully understand how to play Warhammer because I never actually got to the point of learning the actual game. I thought that you'd have to make a lot of the models before you could actually play, which could be completely wrong. You might be able to start off with, like, you know, way less than I was thinking, but it was just something that I was like, I think that's going to take me too long. My attention span isn't long enough to paint that many of the same kind of characters, because obviously you're building an army, so you'll have a lot of, like, I don't know, a lot of goblins, a whole bunch of those to paint, and I was really only all that interested in the bigger models, because again, I just, after painting like one or two of, like, in an army set, I just get kind of lose interest. So this is definitely more my speed, where I can just kind of make whatever I really feel like to aid in the visual storytelling, and I don't have to make a lot of the same. I don't have to make like a whole army. I mean, maybe you could make a whole army for D&D if you're like doing an adventure where there's going to be a big war and battle scene, but I don't think I'll ever make a huge army. I definitely enjoy doing more like the one-off type of builds. Well, I've looked at some other YouTubers on here that have built like the tabletop for Warhammer and other RPG games, and some of those tabletops are absolutely amazing. Highly suggest checking those out if you haven't already. And it's really amazing to me just how much people can create from nothing, you know, just bits of foam and sand and things. And I don't think that this model is going to be reaching that kind of heights, but you gotta start somewhere. So we're starting here, some paper mache. Hopefully it does turn out pretty good. I think it will turn out pretty good.